タリカのジェームスが91年7月アルバム完成直後に Q プライムで私伊藤とのインタビューに応じてくれました。早速ね、全曲紹介するジェームスの解説を聞いてみたいと思いますが、実は今日見ていただく映像はですね、そのジェームスがギター弾けないっていうことで代わりにですね、カーク・ハメットの元ギターテックでメタルチャーチのギタリストジョン・マーシャルがギターを弾いているという貴重な映像が続きます。
日本のファンにですね、一曲どういう状況の中でどういう感じで、どういう対象で作られたものなのかっていうのをちょっと簡単でよろしいんで全曲ちょっと紹介してもらえますか。
Sandman. That was a title that we had for quite a while. Some of the titles are, you know, in my lyric book I've got like, titles up the ass. So that was an older one. Sandman could have went a couple different ways, but it was pretty much built around how children are easily influenced by certain things you say. You're not trying to influence them at all, or just certain things. How kids take things and really twist them when they're younger, things that influence them later on in life. Enter Sandman it's mainly an American thing where it's kind of a folklore where a little man is supposed to come in your room when you're sleeping and put the sand in your eyes, you know, and make you dream and, you know, have nice little dreams, and it kind of screws up that way. He, you know, his dad says, oh, when you're sleeping, this little man's going to come in your room. And it's like, oh shit, you know. Sad but true is kind of a more of a split personality kind of thing. It's the good and evil in everyone and how certain parts take over at certain points in your life, and how sometimes they take over at the wrong times. Holier Than Now, that's basically a song about people who think they're better than others and use like knowing people to get into other things, and just they're not really too down to earth. They really they kind of rely on other people's gossip and that kind of shit. Unforgiven, that's more of a it's almost like a story. Those lyrics were a little different for me.
Right.
Kind of a start to finish kind of thing. Basically about someone who has lived their life as others wanted them to, pretty much trying to please other people instead of themselves. So at the end of their life, they kind of regret what they haven't done instead of what they have done. So he blames basically the world for his own wherever I may roam. Pretty much a freedom kind of song. It's pretty broad. It's basically about not being tied down to anything. It's wherever you go, you kind of make it your home. You like adaptability. It's almost like a road crew song. Wherever they go, they kind of have to. Here we are, and this is what I am, and I'm adapting to this situation, and you know, just kind of taking over wherever you go. Not being afraid of, you know, any of that. Don't tread on me. Tread. It's a fairly patriotic kind of song. It's not dealing specifically with war or anything. It's basically telling a story about there's a flag, a Gadsden flag that's got the snake on it, the "Don't Tread on Me" snake in it, and it's just telling how the snake ties in with early America and the Revolutionary War. And this guy, I read a thing on it, how this guy had this snake on his backpack when he was enlisting for the army, and how the officers then didn't want to know anything about this, you know, take that off because, you know, we don't want America known as some, you know, little slimy snake, you know. That's not what our logo should be or what. And then he wrote this letter telling how that snake kind of fit in how early America was supposed to kind of feel, and how it never really, just some of the similes between the snake and America in the young days.
This is Snake on the cover, right? It's our album cover.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
No, I saw the cover.
Okay. All right, here we go. Through the Never. Kind of a fear of the unknown kind of thing. It's basically kind of about the universe and how much we don't know about it, and how the unknown scares us, and the hugeness of it, and how we can't really fathom, distances or any of that. How really big and how really small things are, and we don't really see all of that. That's pretty much a song dealing with feelings towards someone else. I mean, it's kind of a love for something else, and that's pretty different for us.
Right.
The song deals with kind of caring for something else, and we've never really cared for anything before. It deals with feelings towards someone else.
Yeah,
I think people can kind of relate to that song. If they want to take it as some mushy piece of shit, they can, or they can kind of get in there and really feel it if they want. Wolf and Man, more of a kind of a nature kind of vibe. It's how wolf and man are similar, how the animalistic part of man still shows at certain points, and just how wolf and man are similar, and just being that and Rome kind of tie together, not being really tied down to anything. God that failed, that's
it's a heavy sound.
Yeah. People get kind of scared with that title there. The word God really scares people sometimes. But God meaning anything that you kind of look up to, or respect, or look to for comfort, or support. And when something that you look up to doesn't work, or kind of leaves you hanging somehow, when it doesn't work, your trust in things are really twisted, and that's what that song deals with.
Yeah, strong melody. Yeah. Next one, My Friend.
Misery. It's kind of about complainers, how people really like to hear themselves talk and don't really do anything about it, really. It's about complaining people, and how sometimes people really let the world get down on them, and how things are not working out so well. Recycling all this shit. If I don't throw this away, I'm gonna freak out, and if I don't finish this sandwich, someone in Ethiopia could have ate it, and they really get depressed. They really bring the weight of the world on themselves instead of struggle within. That was a struggle within. That was the last lyrics on the album, and the title I've had for a long time, but I didn't really know what to do with it. There were a few different ways of going about it. Struggle within. I was thinking about writing about struggling with lyrics. So it's kind of an ironic type thing, but struggle within kind of. It ties in kind of with misery, how you really take things very personally, and a struggle kind of, you don't really want to go deal with the world. It's kind of about depression, I think, and how some people are afraid to even go outside at certain points, and how once that starts, it snowballs into a giant thing, and taking little things and blowing them out of proportion, just within yourself.
僕はすごくそのいろんな意味でジェームスボーカリストとして成長したなと思うんですよ。自分自身でちょっと最後にですね、その自分自身のボーカリストとしての成長、ソングライターとしての成長っていうのを、言いにくいかもしれませんけど、自分でどういうふうに見てるかをちょっと最後に教えてもらえますか。
Well, it's an evolution kind of thing. With the faster, more angry kind of style, as far as like the music on Justice, we took that as far as we could. I think that long, epic-y kind of jam every riff in the universe into one song, and that was the challenge. And this time the challenge was to write more simple things, but still get the same point across, just compact things a little more. We always wanted to write shorter, more simple songs, and this time we really kind of did it. It was more of a challenge than we think to make a song work with only 2 riffs instead of when this part needs something, throw in a new riff. And this time it was keep the same riff but build something onto it, or do a little kind of a vocal ad lib or a solo kind of thing, just to not really clutter the songs up, make them compact and strong. Vocally, I really like how we went about it and how you can really feel the personality in all the vocals this time. There's just more levels to things. The other albums was just I was screaming the whole time, and and I still love that, but when we play live, we have those songs ready to go, and this one, live we're gonna have to really be on top of things, especially with these songs.